This is insane.
Whoa! You're an American and you're thinking
This is so exciting.
share with you 10 differences between German houses and American houses.
Ooh, even the images look pretty cool.
You're watching XP Life now.
I'm really excited for this video and see which points he's going to bring about, because there are so many different sections of a house, so I'm really excited to see.
German houses and American houses.
And as he's mentioned here, he's gonna make a part 2. Comment below if you like this video, and we could make a part 2 as that as well.
You're considering moving to Germany. So the first major difference is actually not in the house at all. German houses are typically close together in a community. Since I've been here, I've never seen a house that was just off by itself. Compared to the US, it's very common for houses to be separated by a kilometer or so. Especially
That is very true. Some houses can be very spaced apart, as some like to call it off-grid.
I've never seen a house that was only one floor. Typically, it's at least 2 floors. The house that I live in is actually 3 floors. Versus in the US, it's very common to find houses that are only 1 floor.
Just like 1 floor, exactly. Ooh, this one is gonna be a little interesting because there are some, or I should say many safety hazards with having a car in the garage connected to the house. So I'm really interested to see how they do it.
For German houses, it's a common thing to have the carport separated from the house. Sometimes you'll have one like mine where it's just a cover. Other times you'll actually have one that you can close. Now this is different from the US where the garage
Oh, that's totally different.
is a major piece of the house and it's actually attached to the house. It also serves as another point of entry into the house. And typically they're made to fit 1 or 2 cars. So the fourth major difference between German houses and American houses are the doors.
Ooh,
The only way to
wow.
lock the doors in German houses are with the key. Another thing to note is that if you don't have your key when you go outside, you could potentially be locked out of the house because as you can see,
Oh, wow.
don't have any kind of doorknob. So when you close it,
Oh,
it's shut and you
no doorknobs.
have to open it.
Oh, wow. That's actually a huge difference. I know some people who do not take their keys out. They kind of just depend on other family members, but you never know. If they leave, you might be really trapped outside the house.
Hello guys, and welcome to our brand new home.
So when the sun's setting, it's kind of in our face, so we like close the blinds, but now we can open them, and it's really cool just watching it go up. Oh, this is what it looks like from the bedroom.
Degrees during the day, and Ash likes to drink out of the hot tub.
The fifth major difference between German houses and American houses is the heating. In my house and in most German houses, you have radiators to heat the house up. And what's cool about these things is they're all throughout the house in every single room. And you only heat the rooms that you are in. For example, I spend most of my time downstairs, so
That is actually very smart. There are some houses here that have that, but it's not too common. Maybe in the older homes, but it's more central heating now.
are the refrigerators. In most German homes, your fridge won't actually look like a fridge, but will look like a ordinary cabinet. It does
Ooh, that's the same as multi-million-dollar homes in this area. Many of the fridges look like cabinetry.
quite a few German homes, and I have yet to see a freezer. Typically,
Wow,
refrigerators within American houses will also be a freezer. The seventh
that is very true.
German houses and American houses is that German houses don't have closets. So most of the
No closets.
something like a wardrobe in order to store your clothes. In American houses, every single bedroom will have a closet for you to put your clothes in. So the eighth major difference between German houses and American houses are the windows. The first thing I want to
Ooh, all right. Wow. Ooh, I've seen something about this, but I would love to hear his portion as well.
Windows is that there are two different ways that you can open them. If you don't want to open the window all the way up so that you don't have to deal with bugs and potentially birds flying in, all you have to do is turn the knob all the way up and the window comes down to about
Whoa,
like this.
that is so cool.
Cool air start to come into the room. But if you want to completely air out the room, the window actually comes all the way open. And
All the way.
is turn the knob to the side, and now the window,
Whoa! Oh wow, that is so cool.
just turn it down. Now there's no standard window for American homes, but one of the things that really comes in handy that you find in the US but won't find in Germany are screens. Typically in America, windows will come with screens in order to keep the bugs out if you want to open it up. The ninth major difference between German houses and American houses are the ceilings. Looking at German houses from the outside, they tend to have very steep chimneys. They tend to have very steep chimneys. And you actually see that when you go into the house. So you definitely want to take this into consideration when you think about the different types of furniture that you want to buy or move over here.
That is a really good note to keep in mind because that just feels different, although some homes over here do have steep roofs as well.
The last major difference between German houses and American houses are the bathrooms.
Is that
Specifically the
toilet floating?
tubs. A couple things I want to point out about the toilet. If you'll notice, it does not have a back tank to it that is visible or accessible. Also,
Oh wow.
it doesn't go into the floor. And typically what you'll find in American houses is the toilet will be mounted onto the floor and it'll have a water tank in the back. Another thing I want to point out about the toilet is that German toilets don't have a lot of water in the bowl.
Oh, so there's no water tank as well.
Are like way in the back, and you have like all this flat space in the toilet. So you have to do a really good job aiming, or you're gonna have to use the brush to clean it.
I also wonder if Germany is also known for having bidets. Germany is not in the West, and the Western culture, bidets are quite uncommon. So maybe Germany might have, or might be relatively common with bidets. I wonder. If you know, comment below.
German toilets, when you flush it, it just does that.
Oh,
I've never had a problem with anything not going down in German toilets. As I said, the tubs are different as well.
oh,
These shower nozzles attached to them, but as you can see, there is no shower curtain
oh, wow.
to stop the water from getting onto the floor. That is because the shower is actually
Oh, they have a separate shower.
some things that you liked about German houses that you would like to incorporate into your own.
I think that is a great question. One thing that I would like to incorporate into my house would be those windows. Those windows are really, really cool. The way that they can open in different directions. It can open upwards or downwards, I've seen before. And the fact that it can also open fully, I thought that was really cool. And the blinds were possibly in between the windows. It wasn't on the inside, and I'm doubting that it was on the outside. But to see the way it was able to, maneuver its way around the window, I thought that was incredibly cool. That is one thing I would like to incorporate into my house. I am also going to ask all of you guys, what do you like about German houses that you would like to add to your own? Make sure to comment that below, and if you want to see a part 2 to this video, because I believe he does have a part 2, comment that below as well and we can make another reaction. Thanks for watching!